Well, hi, I'm Andy. This is Project Carhaven, and today we're back working on the Legnum. Now, it's been sitting for so long that it's actually started growing algae and I don't know what. And it's been so long, I think first we need to recap how we got to this point of not much, and then we'll come back and start getting this clean. What is this next project? It is the 1997 Japan Car of the Year, a Mitsubishi Legnum. This is a 1999 Series 2 facelift model. With the 8th generation of the Galant, Mitsubishi introduced a station wagon known as the Legnum to replace the old 5-door hatchback. The VR4, which stands for Viscous Real-Time 4-Wheel Drive, is a 2.5 litre twin-turbo V6 with 206 kilowatts. The car was capable of over 260 kilometres when de-restricted, and the 5-speed auto, which was an advanced self-learning automatic based on Porsche's Tiptronic transmission, could accelerate the car from 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds. A notable difference of the Type S are the flared guards. They came with active yaw control and used an array of sensors to detect and quell oversteer, as first seen on the Lancer Evo 4. Keen gamers will know this car from its appearance in Gran Turismo 4, 5 and 6. To start with, the wheels are going to need a thorough clean. Have all of the remaining wheel weights removed and sand back the curb rash and scratches before giving them a new coat of paint. No. Intake looks fairly clean though, so that's good. I'm going to very meticulously pull all this out without dropping it down into that intake now. I'll be right back. After some persistence and constantly rubbing this surface with my thumb, I got all that RTV off.
One hour later.
Well, you know you're in Australia when you get an overheat warning on the camera when it's still in the middle of winter. Anyway, you missed the part where I went and cleaned all the door jambs, the rest of the body. I'm just going to get the floor mats out, clean the replacement seats because they're disgusting. And then I'm probably going to look at moving the car back under cover so I can carry on work in some shade. Some carpet cleaning solution, drill with a brush, give them a scrub, rinse them out. Now leave them to soak and scrub them again in a few minutes.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so they've been scrubbed twice and left to soak. Hopefully all the dirt will now come out. I'm going to vac it just to see how filthy they are. I mean, they are floor mats, so you expect it, but we'll see how bad they really were. Oh, comparison time. That's what it looked like from the first vac, just getting the shampoo out. And that's after a rinse to try and get some more of the soap out. I mean, you expect it to be dirty from floor mats, but that's gross. So these are the replacement front seats. Now the ones in the car are leather. The driver's one's very torn. I prefer fabric anyway, but these also need a clean. Especially here is very disgusting, and so that needs some attention. But I'm gonna wash these and vac them the same as I did with the mats and bring them back hopefully to a decent standard. Going with a softer bristle brush for the upholstery on the chairs. Well, now we've moved ahead. The car's now under cover. The seats are now dry. What I need to do next is clear some stuff out of the back to make room, to get all the panels out, start cleaning those, get the front seats out, clean the interior carpet, which is disgusting, and then probably move on to getting the headliner out and also cleaning that because there's smoke tar stuck to the driver's side and it's gross. All right, so hiding in here, I've got the coilovers, replacement strut because the other one's leaking, some brake rotors and other parts. Get all this stuff out so I can get onto this. Leaky strut, and the other three that are good. Now unfortunately the struts are weak and the tailgate keeps slowly dropping, so vice grip solution. Hopefully that'll stop it from falling on my head. Now I just got to work on getting all these trim pieces out so I can take them away and clean them effectively with the carpet shampoo and the drill. Well, kind of going down a rabbit hole here. The intention was to remove everything in the rear and shampoo and scrub that and refit it. But now that everything's out the way, you can have access to the rear suspension, so may as well consider fitting the rear coilovers while we're in there. Now these trim pieces are also free and available, that the lower stuff's all removed, and they need to come out to be able to get the headliner out. So I guess now the headliner's coming out too, to make room to be able to work in the car and get that out. I needed to take out the front seats anyway, so it's turning into a full strip out instead of just cleaning one section. This always happens. Anyway, I'll keep following the rabbit. Just rescuing all the left behind clips. Get them refitted to the trim so I don't lose them. Yes, so for Australian compliance, there's child seat mounting points need to be installed. So they've drilled through the trim and installed them. I need to get them out of the way before I can get that piece of trim off. They just need a good pull and they sort of pop out. So that's the lights done. Unclip that, hopefully. And the handles just have screws behind these covers. They'll then come off. A couple of push pins, light fittings, some visors, and then hopefully the headliner will come out. Now I'm going to assume the interior light is the same as the rear interior lights and it just needs to be pried out, but it is being a bit stubborn, so I've got a plastic pry tool to attempt to lever it out. Hopefully I don't break anything. It really doesn't want to go. There's a couple of little holes here. I'll see if I can pry the lens off. Okay, well, that will lead to more success. I bet there's some screws there. Of course there are. Rule of thumb, don't force things because you'll end up breaking them. And that could definitely use a clean too. Rear light housing is a similar scenario. There's a couple of little notches in the lens. Use a flathead screwdriver, pry the lens out, hopefully, find some screws, and then be able to remove the light. Whoops, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, yep, cool. So there are just two push pins in the center. The trims around the windows need to be pulled down. And it should be fairly free and hopefully come out without too much hassle. Yeah, looks like it's coming free pretty easily. It's good. See how we go. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but the driver's side here is quite stained from cigarette smoking. Gross. Many other stains. I'm going to try and clean it up. I may have to dye it. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to get the mobile headliner repair person to come out and retrim this for me, much like I did with just about every other car I've worked on. And I did get the headliner out without removing the front seats, but as I've said before, this one's quite ripped. Getting them retrimmed is going to be over $1,000. I have fabric replacement seats you've already seen me clean, so these ones need to come out anyway. Also, I need to be able to access the carpet underneath, because if it's as gross as this, it needs a lot of work. So I'm going to get these out and then think about what I want to do next. Well, as expected, there is some treasure. Carpet's quite gross and dirty all around, really. And special little treasures I don't really want to touch. Same deal with the other seat, and get that out, and then we'll see where we're at.
A few moments later.
So the center console needs to come out as well, just so I can make sure I get all the filth that's likely to be under here. And the shift gate doesn't actually have a cover on it anymore. It's all open and exposed, so I need to get that out so I can fit this replacement, which will hopefully fit because it's to suit a Mitsubishi Pajero and not a Legnum, but Mitsubishi. I'm hoping it's the same. And so the rabbit hole deepens. The center console's out. It's only a few screws to get that shifter indicator plate off to then fit that gaiter. But then there's only one more piece of trim to remove to then get to the stereo, which requires replacing, which I haven't bought. I don't want to put everything back together to then have to pull it all apart to get that one extra step now to get the stereo out. So what started out as trying to clean the interior pieces has now turned into a full strip out and now a stereo replacement. I wish I could plan these things better, but you know. So I'm just blitzing through and pulled the center console out. Now I'm going to take the shift knob off, get the gaiter out. I may as well pull out the center console, get this stereo out because this screen here is all flaking and no good. And that way I'll be able to see how large that is, find a replacement that will fit. I'm getting stuck on stuff I shouldn't be doing. All the cleaning should be happening, but I'm getting distracted. It's always the way. I can't keep focus. This is what happens. Now, by rights, I should be able to pry this button off. I'm hoping. Let's give myself a bit more space. It's coming. All right, that's the button off. Take the spring out. And then there's a nut down there. Looks like it might be a 12 mil. We'll just wait and confirm. Undo that, and then this should slide off. That is a 12. Okay. So now that's that off, nut out. With this off, I should probably repair the leather on here. I keep finding other things to do other than clean. And this will help with cleaning in a sense, as it's going to end up being a deep clean. And this center console sort of just clips into place. A little bit of prying and a bit of effort, and pops free. There is a air sample tube leading to here to measure the cabin temperature, I think. Get that off, maybe a couple of plugs, and then that'll be free. Then we can get a better look at the stereo. There's just a couple of leads for the climate control, light bulbs for the ashtray and cigarette lighter. Now that panel is free. Now we can get this stereo out. Size-wise, I think we're going to be good. Have a look at the wiring, etc. So it's probably better if I leave all this stuff out so I can access all the plugs for all the wiring loom for when I do the engine swap.
20 minutes later.
Well, I am defeated. The center AC vent, I managed to get it out in numerous pieces. It just crumbled like dust. So I've gone and looked up a replacement online, brand new factory part, $320. So I'm just gonna stop here, regroup, and then, you know, get some energy back to attempt to carry on with cleaning tomorrow or the next day. So for now, I guess I'll say thanks for watching, and I hope you stick around to see the next one where we start turning this mess around.